Hey guys, this is Rob, just coming at you with another video. I haven't been as consistent as I want to be with this YouTube channel, so I'm going to start changing that up in the next few days. So the purpose of this YouTube channel is to kind of show people what I'm doing with my life to try to make some more wealth, to make some more semi-passive income, and do investments, right? So like I've said in my other videos, meet Kevin, Graham, Stefan, Andre. Those are the guys I like to watch, and those are the guys that have kind of motivated me to get started with this. I started investing in stocks back in February. If you guys know, that's around the time the whole pandemic thing happened, and the stock market for a moment kind of stalled, and then it dropped out a little bit. However, I bought in February, not March. March is when the real drops happened, the real discounts came in. You see all that red, and most people get fearful. They start selling off, but the smarter buyers and investors tend to buy when things are low and sell off when things are high. That way, they can reinvest after 30 days. There's a 30-day wait period if you don't want to pay a capital gains rate. As far as I know, again, I am just a novice at this. Like I said, I've been doing it less than 10 months, or I guess right at 10 months now. If we look at my account details, I've got them pulled up on the screen for you to see. I do all my investing through Webull because I like to just watch it on my phone throughout the day. Check in first thing in the morning, check in a few times throughout the day, and then check it in again at the end of the day, just to see what it's doing. I don't check it every single day, but like right now, I've got some money. I've got some incoming funds. I just deposited another $1,000 into it. Altogether, I wonder if it'll tell me in here. I don't see it, but altogether, I've deposited about $3,000 into the account or close to it. Once this is done, and whenever I first started this, I was definitely leaning towards the Andre method of dividend stock investing over anything else. And then I started investing in growth stocks, right? So dividend stocks means you're going to get like a payout, and it varies company to company on when the payouts happen, how often they happen. And I was looking at AT&T, Johnson Johnson, Vanguard High Dividend, and then Realty Income. And if you look at the screen, you can see it's the ticker symbol O, Realty Income. I am pretty negative in that by 24.98. Not a big deal, in all honesty, in the long term. I'm making, I think, like 23 cents every time it pays up. So not a huge thing, but I was trying to buy 5 shares of stock at a time in these various dividend stocks, so I could start seeing the snowball effect, as they call it, and that way I can just take the pocket change, basically, that it's giving me, reinvest it in there, and hope that one day that the few cents I'm making turns into a few dollars, turns into a few $100s, turns into a few thousand, so forth and so on. I'm not looking for like an immediate retirement. I'm just wanting to be comfortable down the road. I want to make sure I have some kind of backup plan. So I got into stocks in February because it was easy to do, and I was looking for houses to buy at the time, and this just seemed like a great way to get started. So AT&T has been pretty consistent. It goes red occasionally, but it almost always stays around $30. As you can see, I bought in at 29. Vanguard High Dividend Yield, I bought in at 80. Where's it at? Thought I just saw it, but I bought in when it was pretty low. I think it was in the 70s when I bought in. It was still newer at the time, or I think it was newer at the time, and now it's up to 91. Realty Income, I bought in. Obviously, I bought in at high, and now it's down in the 61. It looks like it was the last price. And ISBC investors, this was the free stock that I got. I also got Groupon, and Groupon has disappeared unless it's a part of ISBC now. And the ISBC stock has been nothing but going down, down, down. So we may sell that off and just, it'll count off some taxes, but like not enough, right? That's going to be not even $1 for a loss. But it was free to start with, so not a big deal. And then Tesla. Tesla is been amazing, as I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing about Tesla all the time, but I was a new investor, right? So I got really, really scared when I bought it because I just put $1,000 in. Tesla stock had dropped down to $743 or so, and I was looking at it, I was like, man, that is a huge discount. I got to buy in, can't go wrong with this. Everybody's talking about how good it's going to be. And I kid you not, the next day it dropped down into the 400s. And I was just like, wow, my luck has struck again. I made a terrible decision. And then a couple weeks later, it came back up, evened out, and I was like, all right, great. I wasn't terrible, or I didn't make a terrible choice. At least I'm going to break even. And then it didn't stop growing. It just kept going up after week after week. And then they announced the split. It went up even higher. They did the split. I've bought 1 share since they did the split for almost the same price that I bought my original share for. That turned into 5 shares. So now I own 6 shares of Tesla, and that's going to be a long-term hold for me. A lot of people are expecting it to drop by the end of the year, right? We've got that quadruple witching hour coming up, or witching day, right? That's where everybody starts to close out and they have to re-up. Uh, when they do that, that's when you see tons of market volatility, and that's going to happen this Friday on the 18th. So when that happens, I've got money. I've got $1,400 right now. As you can see off to the side, I've got 1,000 coming in to go to the $400 I've already got sitting there, and I am going to try to make some moves during that volatility and see if I can't be kind of successful in, you know, fast path tracking on some of these investments. I'm sure I'll lose at some point, but so far the account's been working out pretty well. As you guys can see, the total account value is $4,974. So I have pretty much doubled my money because I haven't invested that other 1,400 yet. And when I do invest that, hopefully we'll see that number go up and not down. If you guys want to check out my watch list, and again, if you guys are watching this video and you've got any advice, I am open. Like I said, I'm brand new to this. But these are the things I've been watching, right? Yeah, obviously, if you look at the watch list, you can tell what YouTubers I've been watching, trying to get information out of, trying to teach myself. On top of that, I've been reading tons of investment journals and guides. But I'm tired of just having my money sit to the side. So I'm trying to invest it in such a way that it's going to give me money back. It's not just going to be sitting there. I've done the 401k, and my 401k was performing at 10%. But once you added in the fees and you added in inflation and everything else, I was barely climbing, right? So I took out, I think I had $94,000 or something in there, paid the insane tax on top of it, and that's what I bought my first rental house with, which is giving me $484 a month. But we'll do another video on that later. Had some bad luck with that. And then I also invested in stocks. I paid off my truck. I have no debt other than my mortgage payments on my primary residence and my rental home. And that's what's allowing me to be kind of aggressive with the amount of money that I can put into the stock exchange. For anybody that's checking in for the first time, I am a project manager by trade. Just became a project manager back in March, and it's been pretty good. A little hectic. Trying to find some other growth opportunities, some more pay benefits. Maybe move to Florida one day where it's a little bit cheaper on taxes. And like I said, I work about 9 to 12 hours a day. I've got a 4 hour commute, so I'm just your standard average guy trying to learn how to break out. And I'm 34 years old, so I'm a little bit behind the curve, right? And I'm watching a bunch of 20-year-olds tell me how to make millions of dollars, and they all kind of came in, and they'll admit it in their videos. They came in at a very good time, right? They got really lucky when they entered the market. They got really lucky when they entered the real estate market. So I'm playing catch up to that. But they do offer great advice, and I definitely recommend them all highly. So, Tattooed Chef. Tattooed Chef, if you guys look up Meet Kevin, he did a great video on this. Uh, one thing you got to be careful of is when you see a YouTuber put a video out on the deposits that they're making or the purchases they're making, that overnight or in the next hour of the video launching, the price on that is going to skyrocket, right? So, technically, and hopefully they don't do this, but maybe they are doing some short selling. They've got enough income that they can just dump it in there. They make a YouTube video on it, and within 1 to 2 days, if they turn around and pull that money out, they're making a very nice profit. So just be very careful what they tell you to do, because I don't think they're all doing it, but it'd definitely be one way that they could kind of ensure that they're making profit off of their money on top of the YouTube video getting its revenue. So, Tattooed Chef, they basically make and sell repurposed, or not repurposed, repackaged vegetables and things like that in stores. So if you're eating Walmart brand or Costco brand and other types of frozen vegetables, that's probably Tattooed Chef. But they're going to start branching out into their own brand instead of marketing everything for everybody else. Digital Realty, that's a bunch of data centers, right? Data centers are what do all your banking, anything you do online or anything you do with finances, any kind of storage that you have, those are all held in data centers, right? So these are these really large unmarked buildings, and they just have rows and rows of server racks, right? That's where all your video games and stuff are hosted out of. That's one. Once that stock drops a little bit more, it's been dropping a couple of dollars a day for the last few days. I'm going to probably buy into it. I think it's going to be a long-term hold as well, and it's a dividend stock, so I'm kind of watching it, seeing when I want to buy into it, because we're going to need data centers from now on. Even if we go to digital currency, which a lot of people are investing into heavily right now as far as Bitcoin and stuff, still going to have data centers to keep track of everything. DGRO, I can't remember what that one's about, but again, just another video I watched where it said that's a good investment. So I don't know. If you guys have any advice on that one, just let me know. I still have to do some research on that one. I did research Digital Realty and Tattooed Chef. Both seem legit from what I was being told. JP Morgan, I read the comments on this today, and I read some news feed on this. I'm kind of nervous to buy into this one, even though it's always been a very solid stock. Looking at the history of it, I'm going to hold off on that. Nano Dimension, that's 3D printed circuit boards. Me, Kevin did a video on that. Shopify, everybody knows Shopify, and they are growing at a pretty solid rate, right? Like we see a 7% change right here. Can't go wrong with Shopify, but the buy-in price is too high for me. All right, my pockets aren't that deep, so I can't really get in on that. But I think Shopify is one of those stocks that's going to continue to grow because they're taking over their share of the market. Right, they found that really solid niche of what they're doing as far as online retailing, and with the pandemic and all, it has just made a huge spot for them. And they're taking full advantage of it. They're constantly innovating and making new web pages for people that, and they don't have to have their name slapped on everything. And that's what a lot of the vendors and stuff like to see is, you'll build me this nice shop, and maybe you'll have a nomenclature somewhere in there that they dig for it, that they can see your name on it. Otherwise, they don't need to advertise on every little page that they put out. And they've got different packages where you can buy in if you're doing a shop out of the back of your house and you just want to sell some stuff online, or if you're doing a huge multi-million dollar company. Johnson & Johnson is a company I'm watching. Once their stock drops a little bit more, I'll probably start buying into that if I have money left over. Again, we're waiting until Friday. Friday is the day we're really going to start trying to make some moves. We're hoping that the hedge funds sell off so that they can claim their investments for the year, or claim their profit for the year. The right here you can see this Vanguard ETF, VU. I'll probably start buying into that, but that's again a heavy price tag. That's why I went with the high yield dividend instead of VU. So instead of the ticker symbol VOO, I went with VYM because it's a cheaper buy-in and something I can afford. Other than that, it's all pretty much the standard stuff. Like I'm gonna buy into Disney just because my girlfriend likes Disney, so support her company. But they've been struggling. They've been laying off workers. The pandemic's hit them really hard on their parks. We were down there a couple weeks ago just to see. She's a vacation club member, so we just wanted to go in, spend some time at the resort, walk to the park. Took our son down. He's 10 months old, so he enjoyed it, even though he didn't really know what was going on. uh, what else we got? We got Activision, Blizzard. They've actually been doing pretty well this last quarter of the year. They were struggling a little bit earlier. Probably buy into that just because I'm a big video game nerd, so I like to play a lot of Overwatch and everything. Samsung, I'm a huge Samsung fan, but again, the buy-in price is too high. Amazon, I don't see Amazon, ever stopping their growth. They showed a 2.4% growth today. I'm sure that's just going to continue over time. Tesla down today, but still, I'm making money. The down is fine. I expect it to probably drop below 600 in the next few weeks, and then skyrocket in the next few months. Just like everybody else, like it's a very solid company. If you guys look at what they're doing, it's not just a car, right? It's the factories, the cars, the batteries, the solar roofs, everything. They're pushing as hard as they can in so many different sectors of the market. The diversification is there, while still sticking to what they know. All right, they're not trying to overreach by doing too many things at a time. Dow Jones, Nasdaq, that's just pre-built generic stuff that's always in there. Apple seems like a good buy. I don't like Apple products, that's why I haven't bought it. But the stock's solid, and my girlfriend likes Apple. I just don't. Google, if it was cheaper, I'd buy into that. They seem to be, everybody uses Microsoft Edge to install Google, as the meme goes. So there's not going to be any change in that. It's always going to be there. But my focus probably will start to lean a little bit heavier into dividend stocks and a little bit less into growth stocks, just so that I can see that recurring income and help build my portfolio faster. Because as we said, my account is not as high as it wanted to be. For a 34-year-old man, I would hope to have a $200,000 plus net account value and not a $5,000 account value. But we'll see what we can do over time. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. I don't want to be too long-winded. I was trying to keep it at 10 minutes. We hit 13. If you could, like, subscribe if you like this content, if you like this presentation. I'm going to have other ways. I do have other cameras that I bought and purchased, so we'll start making the channel better over time. Anything I can do to improve, please leave it in the comments below. And I hope you guys have a great holiday.